Hello, my beautiful people of Earth. Welcome to the first episode of Brain Cancer versus Graphic Novel, which is it's a mouthful. First, very important thing first, I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert in any of the stuff that I'm dealing with. Um, of course, I'll share whatever resources I can, or if anybody's curious about my situation, my story, my treatment, all that stuff. I'm an open book, so that's that. But please don't use this as an educational source or you know, I just can't make those kind of promises or commitments, and I shouldn't because I'm just a cartoonist. Um, I have a few super wacky theories about where I've developed brain cancer, but I'll save those for another episode because they're each worth their own story. Um, the reason we're here, like the thumbnail says, is I a couple weeks ago got surgery for a massive brain tumor in my right temporal lobe, and these things are nasty. They like to grow back, and they tend to take people out in about a year and a half. So I'm racing my situation with this project I've been working on my whole life, and the current iteration I've been working on for 3 years, and I think it's going to take about 3 years to finish. So I hope the hell to win this race, and I want to invite you on the journey. And I haven't even started treatment yet. That's probably going to start this Thursday. I don't know when you're watching this, but assuming it's the past, I probably will have already been on treatments. But I want to promise you guys that if my treatments screw me up too much, I'm not going to torture you guys with me deteriorating on camera. I'll do what I can when I'm feeling healthy, and I'll try to keep up a decent schedule of at least 1 or 2 episodes a week. And as far as what you're going to see, it's me working on my project, which is this 400-page graphic novel up here about. And I'm not going to reveal too much of the actual layouts and art because, well, publishers hate that. But also, I want it to be beautiful and presentable when I do that. But I'll walk you through what I'm working on. I'll show you some stuff, and I promise every episode we're gonna have a cool, one of those time lapse things of a drawing I've done that will be in the book, or probably will be in the book. Um, let's see. That. Oh, right. What the hell am I working on? So in the thumbnail, you see there's a comic book there. I put that out in 1997, and it's pretty much the story of the schooling I was doing. I was in school for philosophy at San Francisco State University, and I had fully planned on becoming a philosophy professor. And my specialty was ethics, environmental ethics, and I wanted to be the guy who perfected ecofeminism. It's been a passion of mine my whole life to kind of tell the story of human civilization from the point of view of power structures and resource use, and I wanted to brand environmental consciousness for the world. So I came up with these characters, and I even pitched to my advisor hey, can I do my dissertation as a graphic novel? And they're like, oh yeah, that sounds cool, man. So I invented these characters, Leopold and Brink. And Leopold's name comes from Aldo Leopold. It's kind of the grandfather of ecology. And Brink's name, weirdly, comes from I had a job as a Caesar salad guy at the Sausalito Chart House. And one day, this new dude shows up. I think he only worked for that day. His name tag said Brink. And I'm like, oh, that's it. Perfect. Leopold and Brink. Leopold, ecology. Are we on the brink of something good or something bad? And I've always been a super optimist, still am. And I wanted Leopold and Brink to be like the mascots of environmental ethics and consciousness and the whole movement. I grew up in the 70s and 80s when the 70s were definitely into that. The 80s, as you probably know, were not. So that was tricky times. But the story I probably won't share yet because it's super convoluted. Interesting though. And let's get to work. I think the videos will be a little talking a bit, and then I'm going to just work a bit, and then I'll show you my pretty little art piece at the end. Please give me your comments, and I've never done really a YouTube thing before. I have a couple, silly short things on my channel you might have noticed, but It's the first time I've done it seriously, so aren't I supposed to say like and subscribe and stuff like that? But, you know, I hope you join me on this journey. It's dark, I realize. I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry. That's a big thing I want to say. You got to take care of yourself. If this is too weird, too dark, watch something else. There's a lot of fun stuff on YouTube and everywhere else. So, like, spare yourself. But I'm going to stay positive, and I love this challenge, and I expect to win it. Oh, another thing. I do like to curse. So, like, I'm probably going to stick a mature thing on here. And I got a lot of fucking bizarre expletives that I shout out. So, forgive me for that. I would love to hear in the comments if you just want me to stop doing that, and I can try to turn it off, but fair warning. All cartoonists are weirdos, so enjoy the ride, hopefully. Okay, so as far as what I do when I work here is the outline I did is as thumbnails. Back in 2000, I started this project in earnest. I've been working on it my whole life. Leopold and Brink is from the 90s, but I started this version, which is essentially, so in the 90s I put out Leopold and Brink number 1, 2, and 3, and then I foolishly self-published. Diamond Distribution agreed and were enthusiastic about me doing it, but I didn't know what I was doing. That was silly. Dark Horse actually offered to publish it for me, and I was like, nah, I don't want to lose my property. It was just dumb on my part, right? So I ran out of money. I just didn't know how to promote. It was ridiculous. My sales just went. So I only got 3 issues out, but I'd written that whole story. Oh, here's a fun thing. I was sitting next to Dan Clowes at a convention once. I think he had read all Leopold, the 3 issues of Leopold and Brink. And I told him, like, I have 50 issues planned, man. He's like, no, you need an exit strategy. I think he was on 8 ball number 14. He's like, I've only done like 14 comics my whole career so far. So, like, dude, get an exit plan. And he was totally right, because, like, of course I just stumbled and fumbled. But the project I'm working on is essentially Leopold and Brink number 5. So I'll explain what Leopold and Brink number 4 is in another video, because that's another convoluted giant story. But when I turned 50 in March of 2020, I did this massive outline. It's just thumbnails of every page. It's actually missing a few pages. There's and then I wrote the script based off this. And that was brutal, because it's essentially autobiographical content, and I had a real tricky childhood, so, like, I just spent 3 years, like, re-traumatizing myself. But it was cool too, because the content's awesome. And anyway, so this is my workflow. I've got this beautiful pad that I love, and I'm doing layouts. Oh yeah, I'll give you a little sneak peek of the first page. I'll be drawing this. This is just the photo reference. But I'm like laying all the pages out. Eventually I'll shoot them, and then I'll do it all digitally. I've been a digital artist for decades, so, like, I'm perfectly happy doing this Frankenstein style. And in fact, it'll speed stuff up a lot. Okay, so yeah, let's do a little work, and then I won't bore you with me. I'm essentially just lettering this whole thing. I expect to have, oh yeah, right, deadlines. My father died when I was 4, and he died on July 23rd, 1974. So I've given myself this deadline. Before I got brain cancer, I gave myself this deadline of having a readable draft, like a completely fun-looking, the art is definitely not going to be done, but it'll be a very readable draft by July 23rd next year. So that's the race we're in, and I expect to win it. So yeah, let's do some more lettering. Oh, so yeah, what page am I on? So yeah, I expect it to be about 400 pages. I'm currently I'm loving how it's turning out, by the way, which is rare. I'm rarely proud of my work. I'm very proud of having created Leopold and Brink, but even that, the artwork was, I got a lovely letter from David Mazzucchelli, who's like, there's a sequence that's set in kind of red rock desert, and I lazed out so bad. It looks just it looks bad. And he's like, this should have been a beautiful sequence. And I'm like, huh. He's one of my favorite cartoonists of all time. And he's, hopefully you're familiar with him. If not, check it out. Wild spelling to his last name, but David Mazzucchelli, you'll figure it out. Anyway, he was totally right. In fact, I got a lot of good comments from our superstars. Jim Woodring called my art like a smoky line. The theme is cool for your, whatever. It was lovely. And then it's funny, Bill Griffith wrote, you need to put some captions on there, man. I have no fucking idea what's going on half the time. And I've always been allergic to captions. Oh, that's another thing I like to do in this video series is talk about technique, because I'm sure there are tons of cool YouTube comic book technique things, but we all have our own style, and you might pick up something cool from me or be like, bad idea, So we'll do that too. But let me get some work done here. Oh, right. Sorry. The point of that was I am on page 30. I've got 34 pages laid out, ready to ink, of 400. So I'm working every day. I try to get through about 2 or 3 layouts pages a day, which I think works out pretty good. So yeah, okay. I'm just gonna put my head down for a little bit. Again, I'm sorry I can't show you me working. Maybe I'll get comfy with that at some point. But let me know if you want to have the book spoiled for you, and I'll just put the camera to include that as well. I use a Blackwing Pearl, this beautiful, gorgeous pencil. Generally used by animators, but it's it's delicious pencil. Expensive though. Well, be warned. Okay, where are we at? Page 34. Boop, 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 boop. In case you're curious, because I mentioned that it was autobiographical content, page 34, actually I'm on 35, it corresponds to about 1978. I'm about to draw the beginning of 1979 featuring a Jack Kirby pinup style of one of my uncles who I lived with. I'm excited to draw that because that dude is a character and so suited for that look. Oh, another thing, because I had a tricky childhood and family was really hard, losing, having lost both parents, I had a weird relationship with the people that did take care of me, which were my mother's siblings. But one cool thing I'm proud about in this project is any bitterness I ever had, any bad feelings, and all that is just gone. I'm like so full of love. Having a terminal cancer really makes you kind of, actually I did this before I got this. I was feeling good about it. Had a lot of love for all my characters before, but now, oh my God, I'm like tripling down on the love. So hopefully you guys will get this book one day and get it, get a good feeling from it. Again, this is a dark, weird YouTube channel, but it's all about love. It's all about positivity, and it's all about fighting for what you want. So, okay, I'm gonna work some. Doop, doop, doop. The maze. Oh, another fun thing is, in 2019, I hadn't drawn for a long time. So I think I was thinking about something like this project. Anyway, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a bunch of oh, actually, yeah, that's what the drawing at the end of this video is gonna be. It's gonna be one of these pieces. And it was a lot of stuff from the 70s, and there was a lot of stuff. And the cool thing about cheating is sometimes I can just write a note, stick in this drawing from back then. So I'm gonna cheat wherever possible. If you see me in those time lapses tracing photos, give me a break. I need the time. I'll also trace. If you're an artist, do whatever it takes to get what you need done. There's no shame in any of that stuff. Art is hard. Cartooning is quadruple hard. So take the breaks you can when you can. Okay, this video is getting a little long, so maybe I just will cut to our fun drawing, and I will see you next time. and then I'll work off camera. I love you all. I'm like, I've always been kind of a full of love type of person, but I mean it. Like, I love to hear from you guys. And, even you guys that want to be negative or whatever, you're all welcome in the comment section. And I will see you next time. Later.